Alright guys, I'm making this video for one reason and one reason only. Your Planetary Annihilation gameplay, it's shit. I'll be honest with you guys. I miss the old days. I miss those days where we would actually play very competitive games and we would be so close in certain aspects and that we would kind of like be considered each other's equals. When the game was like in its infancy, or like when we started playing the game, it was more or less like me and Matthew always trying to fight each other off, hoping that one of us would get the slight upper hand of the other. I would always create massive armies trying to overrun his planet. Matthew would always try his best to build nukes before I could build nuclear defenses or go with some weird cheese comps to kill my commander, and I would get so pissed I would slam my desk, go to bed, cry, and then realize Matthew was the better player than me despite the fact I had more hours into him. And that's what made these games so heart-wrenching and exhilarating to play. The only problem is now I've kind of created a pretty substantial skill gap between everyone. I mean, yeah, of course, you guys probably got tired of the game, but like me and my RTS strategy kind of personality, I kind of dove in a little bit deeper into the game. So I've sort of created a very, very unfortunate skill gap between you guys and me. This has kind of made the games like a little bit unfair, and in quite some certain instances, me kind of being turned in more to of a dick in a lot of aspects. A lot of aspects. But, you know, that video is not about me. This video is not about me. It's about you guys and how much you guys suck at Planetary Annihilation. Don't worry. I'm going to give you guys the beginner guide. The easy, step-by-step guide on how to get past the early game economy and for you guys to do whatever the fuck you want. Now, based on the last game I saw between Matt and Paul, let's just say there's quite a couple of things to look over. Quite a couple of things. Alright, so now we're already logged into the replay system, so we're going to really have to talk about exactly what you did right and wrong in this certain scenario. So we go ahead and start off with the planet of Genesis, and this is Paul, I believe. Yeah, this is Paul right now. So what does Paul do? Paul does trying to go for... Okay, so let's stop right there. Paul, the biggest reason why you don't go for resources first, at least for your first structure, is because, guess what, buddy? You already have them. You see them right here? You got 20 metal and 2,000 energy being produced. So here's the number one tip there. Don't start building resources or metal extractors first, because there's no point. You already have the resource for it there. What the resources in the beginning are for, in the beginning of the game, is for you to build structures so that you can increase your economic output. So that's your first mistake. What you should have done is you should have immediately started building either an air factory, or you should have been building maybe a land factory, or whatever unit that you feel is to your own liking. The thing about building a metal extractor is that it's kind of useless for the first 10 seconds of the game, or 30 seconds of the game, which is very crucial, especially in an RTS kind of game. In RTS games, you have to be more focused on maximizing the effectiveness of your economy, and the only way to do that is to build factories, is to build units, is to build your army in the beginning. So in the beginning, you should put a primary focus on building fabrication bots rather than going for the metal extractor. So that was your mistake there. Let's have a look over at Matthew. There it is. Okay. So Matthew, this is what you do. Follow what Matthew does. Matthew decided to build a air fabrication bot first in order to maximize his economy, because he realizes he's got metal and he's got energy. So he's going to build this factory first, and then he's going to produce a bunch of fabrication bots to maximize his economy to the fullest potential that there is. So it took you, I don't even know how many minutes it took you 1 minute 45 seconds to build your first fabrication bot. That is a mistake. You should have built it first, but of course I've already mentioned that. What does Matthew do? Matthew starts building... Okay, so here's a mistake that Matthew made. And this is the mistake I used to make before, but now I've figured out what you need to do. The thing about resources is that you need to kind of balance both of them out. The biggest problem for Matthew was he told his commander to start building metal extractors. Matt, here's a tip for you. After you're done building the fabrication factory for your fabrication bots, you might want to then tell your commander to start building energy plants. Because the thing is, as soon as you start building 3, 4, or 5 of those fabrication bots, your energy is going to fucking plummet like the 1930s fucking economic depression. Okay? There is no saving your economy if you have no energy plants whatsoever. So that's the kind of the second mistake you made in the early game, is that you need to build energy plants so that your economy can still be at a very high effective rate. Now, sooner or later, your economy is going to be dipping down to maybe 50% efficiency, which is fine. But as long as you're producing factories at a reasonable time and at a reasonable rate, then your economy doesn't really matter that much because you're using the full effectiveness of it. So that's the mistake you made right here. Okay, so 30 seconds in, where are we at? We're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. Paul decides to build energy plants, which is a good idea, especially when you want to keep your economy a little bit more healthy. But wait, let's look at Matthew. What's Matthew's economy at? Oh, he's finally built 2, but wait a minute! What is that? What is that, man? You can't build... Okay, so here's the biggest problem with building silos, at least in the early game. I wanted you to be 100% honest here. They are absolutely useless for the first 10 minutes of the game. Bar none. They are the worst possible structure you can build in the early game. And the biggest reason why is because it's not effective. The whole point of building these things is to make sure your economy doesn't immediately tank when the production of your economy like slightly goes down by 90%. Okay, like the thing about silos is that they're meant to keep your economy afloat despite the fact you're deficit spending for maybe like a couple of seconds. And that's good. That's definitely useful to have like some extra energy. But the thing about it is you're not producing fucking... You don't have an orbital up to produce more energy farms, because I know your strategy is you're going to produce an orbital fabrication bot, then you're going to produce an orbital factory, and that orbital factory is going to create those sun panels in order to generate more energy for your economy. Which makes sense to build a silo once you have that. Once you don't have that, is you have a tanking economy at the moment. So right now you have 100% efficiency, but I'm pretty sure you were dipping for a second there, because I remember I was looking at that over at Paul. But the thing about it is, you're at... My voice has been cracking quite a bit. This is kind of fucking hilarious. But yes, you don't build this for the first 10 minutes of the game. Biggest reason why? You're not producing enough energy for it to matter. You are going to be producing enough metal for it to matter, so you can build a metal silo first 10 minutes of the game. That's not a problem. That's not an issue at all. But building an energy silo like this early in the game, it's kind of pointless, okay? So, tip for you, Matt, don't build a silo until maybe 10 minutes into the game. That just makes sense. How is this energy silo going to fill up when you only have 2 energy plants, okay? Focus on producing energy before storing it is basically my tip for you. For Paul, yeah, he's making the right decision, building 3 energy factories, energy factories. So he's going to have this commander doing that. That's fine. So yeah, here's another thing I noticed, Paul. You've only got 2 energy plants. Why don't you have one of these guys and just highlight your entire planet and have them just produce metal extractors, okay? Having one guy just do that mindlessly while you just say, oh, I'm just going to set it and forget it. That's basically the mentality you have when you're building these kind of bots. Have this guy highlight the entire planet, and then have these 2 guys assist this guy. Every time there's a new bot that comes out, have them assist. So that way he can easily collect all the metal, and that way the metal can come flowing into your economy without you worrying or having a second thought about it. 3 minutes, 20 seconds, goes with the right idea, starts building the orbital factory, but there is a slight issue. Like I said, he needs more energy plants, because 2 energy plants is certainly not going to build an orbital factory or a launch pad. Orbital launcher. Sorry. It's just not going to cut it. It's just the economy doesn't favor you in that aspect. And also same thing. Okay, so yeah, actually he was smart. He decided to click one guy and have him mindlessly collect all the metal spots, which is the right strategy to go for, especially when you're in this planet. Like, just have him highlight the entire planet, 1 fabrication bot doing that. You're going to build like 20 in the next 5 minutes, so it's not going to matter that much. But I don't think Matthew realizes how weak his economy is, and that's probably the reason why he's kind of doing this right now. He's building 2 factories early game, which is kind of pointless, especially when your economy is only at 50% efficiency. On top of that, you only have 1 thing building this. So I wonder, how long would it take for 1 fabrication bot, to build an orbital launcher? So you kind of have to count this. Okay, so wait, I got to wait for it to hit. Oh my god. Matt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 5 times 100, that's 500 seconds. That's going to take you nearly fucking 8 minutes, I think. in order to build this with the current economy that you're at. Just take that for a minute when you're building these things. You got to take that in consideration. Like usually, just count each percentage point. Like I look at the bottom right here. You see in the bottom. I guess I have to be a little bit closer. See the bottom corner right here, where my like there. It's at 6%. But as you click play on it, you realize you got to count how many seconds before the next percentage point goes up. And if it takes nearly 5 or 6, that's going to take you like 8 minutes to build. That is not something you want. So, of course, in order to compensate for his lack of economy, he starts to build this. But here's the thing. In order to avoid this, man, you got to build 3 or 4 of these things before you start building that. That's just my tip for that for the future. So we fast forward a bit, and like I said, as I yelled at Matthew about this, I'm going to yell at Paul about this. Like I said, silos don't matter within the first 10 minutes of the game. We're at 4 minutes that you're building 2 energy silos. What you should be doing with the energy instead of storing it is using it for your best abilities. Now, granted, he's also building the orbital factory. Great economy for this. Not a bad idea to start that off at 4 minutes. What you should do is have all your fabrication bots, instead of building the silos, to help building this so they can build a lot faster. Because right now it's going to take you about Okay, so it's going to take you about 2 minutes. So 2 minutes to build these two. It's not bad, but like I think to maximize your economy, I would recommend doing that. But overall, great start for Paul. He's actually building an orbital factory. His economy's great. But wait a minute. Here comes the economic depression. Paul was wait. I think I should probably back up a little bit because I saw some shit that happened. It was right. Yeah, right here. Economic depression right here. He did not have the resources to build it. Why? Because he's telling his bots to build silos instead of helping them build out this. So it's fine to have a 50% economy, but as long as you're using your bots to effectively create a useful structure like this, that should definitely work out for you in the future. So then we're already at the early game. Some mistakes made. So economic mistakes, and here's the tips I want to give you guys. I'll definitely show it to you guys in my gameplay to show you what I do in order to help you guys later on down the road. Building a third silo and deciding to build that. Okay, I understand you're wasting metal, but instead of using that, like, you should have built this first, if anything, because you're going to be wasting metal. Metal is a much more precious resource than fucking energy, because here's the thing about energy. You can produce endless amounts of it in the orbital factory. There's nothing wrong you can do by putting it in the orbital factory. So, in my tip, if anything you want to store metal. You can put this down before 10 minutes. That's fine because that actually maximizes your economy. But these two things, it's before 10 minutes, they're useless. They're absolutely fucking useless before 10 minutes. That's just my tip on it. So yeah, economy is both at 58%. Paul's fine at 58% producing this. I do that all the time. I'm at 58% by like 5 minutes in order to produce these things, get this thing out there. Because this thing is going to produce me energy plants, and I need to have my orbital factory bots for that. Okay, yeah, that's another mistake, Matt. First, focus on building one structure before you start building the advanced factory, because obviously your economy can't take it. 25%, that is not something you want to keep at. So what you want to do is you want to focus on building this, then have it build the orbital factory bot, orbital fabrication bot, and then build. I'm going to repeat this over and over and over again because I just want this to skip through your head. Such a dick. All right. So basically, you build this, then you have this produce endless energy. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Build this, get the orbital factory bot in there, and then once that factory bot is in there, then you build the advanced factory. Because right now your economy cannot take it. It's going to take you, like, how long is it going to take you to build this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This will take you almost 15 minutes to build, Matt. I just want to give you a perspective on exactly how bad this is when you start building this. It's going to take you 15 minutes to build one advanced factory bot. That is going to take fucking forever. So the goal is to maximize your economy toward one structure, at least in the early game. Late game, you can be like all places at once. But for the first 10 minutes, have most of your bots focus on one thing at a time. Possibly like when your economy's at 100%, that's when you could like multitask and do several things at once. But this is going to take you 15 minutes to build. So you should probably put a primary focus on building your orbital launcher, which at the moment is taking 1, 2, 3 seconds to build. So basically 3 seconds per percentage point to build. So basically what you want to do is divert all your fabrication bots to that thing so that it can build yourself an orbital fabrication bot at the fastest time possible, because your economy desperately needs it. Desperately, okay? That's how you save your economy when you're in a deficit, at least when it comes to energy, okay? And see, now you're building multiple energy factories, which is what you should have done in the early game so that you wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. I understand I'm being a dick in this video. I understand I'm being a dick to you right now, but I'm trying to give you the most constructive criticism at the current moment. So the goal for this, at least in this scenario, is have your bots focus on the orbital factory when instead of building the advanced air factory. And for the early game, you got to build this before you build any more structures. Like, you got to build at least 3 or 4 or 5. You got to build like 5 of these before you start building other structures, in my opinion. Overall, good job on the scouting, Matt. That's definitely what you need to have. You don't need to build this early. Build it later, like 10 minutes later in the game, because you need to focus on building your armies rather than building your defenses. Because here's the thing. What the hell is Paul going to do? Like, let's take a moment to take in consideration. All right, stop right here. There's no need to build any defenses, because you see on the orbital radar that you produced that he is only producing energy units. And there's no way he's building an advanced launch factory or an orbital launch factory, because there's no way, like, in 10 minutes at this current economy that he has the capabilities to do so. So it's kind of pointless to build defenses this early. So put a primary focus on building your army and your economy rather than building defenses. By 15 minutes, you should be having some defenses like anti-nuke launchers and umbrellas around your base, around your planet. Just that way he doesn't easily invade your planet without you looking. Just one structure at a time in the early game, and then after, like, your economy's at 100% or like a very high percentage rate, then yeah, start building multiple structures at once. Paul did a good strategy. Finally got his energy planets up there. Good job, Paul. Got that up by 8 minutes. Kind of late, but you know, that's better than what Matthew's doing right now. Okay, so Paul, here's the thing. You already got your goal of getting the solar arrays up in the air. So that's going to produce your energy. What the issue is now is that you're burning all your energy to produce more fabrication bots. What you should do as soon as you get your solar arrays up is tell your fabrication bots to build a separate structure. In my opinion, at this point, you should probably build an advanced air factory, because building an advanced air factory gives you advanced fabrication bots. It also gives you the troll unit that I like to use against you guys quite a bit. Basically, the air units that can travel through space. I usually use that because here's the thing. We all kind of just use air fabrication bots, so that could use like a huge dip to your economy by me sending that over to you. So it is also important to build anti-air defenses, but Matt, I wouldn't recommend building a land defense, because there's no way I'm going to invade your planet by 15 minutes. That's just not possible. There's no viable strategy for me to do that by 15 minutes. There is a way of doing it, but it's very difficult, and you know, I don't think I'm that skilled to do it, so I just want to tell you that for future reference. Despite that, Paul, you got your solar arrays up. When you get your solar arrays up, tell your bots to do something else. So let's go ahead and skip 30 seconds in. Okay, so here's a tip, Paul. If you're done building like 1 or 2 advanced fabrication bots, tell those advanced fabrication bots to start going advanced metal extractors, because that's the only way you can save your economy from going that low, especially when we're entering, we're at 13, 14 minutes in the game. Yeah, it's very important to keep your economy up. Let's see what Matthew's doing. Matthew is got his advanced bot factory. This is the new strategy he was telling me about, but I'm not too sure what his plan was exactly. I think his plan was to create like an army just like me in order to send it over to his planet. Okay, I do see kind of a problem here. Why haven't all these metal spots been taken? It's been 14 minutes. How come you didn't tell someone? So like I said, Matt, early game, once you produce your first fabrication bot, just tell it to go global. Just collect every possible metal spot. Just highlight the entire thing. What is that? Actually, wait. Yeah, you're actually under like 60% inefficiency. That's not good. Actually, no, wait. No, it's 74. Oof. Let's forward. So we're at 16 minutes. At this point in the game, here's my tip. At 16 minutes, you should have at least 1 anti-nuke silo, because by 18 minutes or by 20 minutes, I'm pretty sure one idiot or one person is going to like say, hey, you know what? I'm going to produce a nuclear missile by 20 minutes and nuke my entire economy. That is a strategy that has been utilized, and it is also a strategy that I noticed in this game as well. But yeah, have a nuclear anti-nuke bot or something being at least starting construction by 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be done by 20 minutes because not everyone, like I said, it's a very niche, very like cheese strat to go with. But yeah, I would recommend building a anti-nuke silo by 15-20 minutes to prevent those cheese strats from coming in. If you ever want to go for this strategy, Matt, I'll just give you this tip real quick. Build 3 of these, or build 3 or 6 of them. Because if you're planning to build like just solely maybe bots, or maybe what I like to do, I like to build 3 advanced factory bots along with 3 advanced tank factories. That's how I do it. That's why I utilize to build my armies. Because not only does it have a long range, it has healing, and it also has immense armor. Because I can just throw my my tanks forward and have them take the brunt of the damage. Meanwhile, my bots will keep them healed up. And also I have my artillery cannons for my bots and my tanks to take out your structures further on. So it's just a better strategy in my opinion. Oh, wait, Paul, oh, come on. Here's another tip I have when it comes to organization, because you also said you were unorganized. So I just want to give you this tip here. Have 2 separate factories for fabrication and air, because I feel like that's way easier to organize your units separately and also allow you to utilize them more effectively. You're building 2 advanced fabrication bots for... Yeah, just build a second one. I understand. Your economy is what, at 74%? Yeah, you can totally build a second one. But what you should have done is... Okay, yeah, now you're building advanced. See, yeah, you can totally build a second one at this point. It's fine, yeah, your economy is at 74%, because here's the thing. Your bots right here are going to boost up your economy later on down the game. But so, like, it's only going to take, I don't know, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes tops to build another fabrication bot or factory for these advanced fabrication. So here's another mistake I noticed from Matt. We're at 24 minutes. He does not have an anti-nuke silo anywhere to be seen. He's finally building the advanced, the launchers, which is good. But my question is, where's your army to land them there? And where's your army to set up an advanced attack? And unfortunately, it's not there. So I can't really give you guys tips for your late game because that's completely up to you. Do you want to just send a bunch of fabrication bots and have them build factories there and then send those units over there, like sneaky style? That's up to you. If you guys want to do a strategy where you just send a bunch of air bots just destroying their economy and then send in like a couple of units through your launchers in order to destroy every structure that's there, you could do that too. That's completely fine. Okay, wait. Here's the biggest mistake Paul made. It's okay to build nukes at 23 minutes with the economy that he has. It's fine. It's fine to do that. What you don't do, especially with the economy that you have, is build 4 of them. Because here's the thing. You got to take into consideration how much energy this thing uses. So you got to look at the bottom right corner here. It takes 120 metal, 18,000 volts of energy in order to build 1 nuclear missile constantly. Just take that into consideration with your economy. That will nuke your economy no matter what. So 1 thing will nuke your economy, but 4 of them will never let you recover 1 bit, okay? So the thing is, I know, here's the thing. 1, 2, 3. What is that, 4? Yeah, he finally got 4, and then he launched a nuke, I think. Another tip I had to give you, Paul, is the fact that when you're doing this strategy, when your nukes are finally finished, don't launch them until you have a visual on the enemy commander, okay? That's the one thing I noticed. As soon as they were done, you launched them. I'm just going, no, please, no, your economy, no, no. Because here's the thing. Let's take a look at just a visual on Paul. Do you see where his commander is? Do you know where his commander is? Oh, great, now you do. Okay, so actually that's a good visual because you did send the bots over there. Now you have an idea of where the commander is. So that's a perfect spot. You're going to launch a nuke there. That's fine. But what happens afterwards, well, basically, you did a good idea. You realized Matt didn't have any anti-nuke silos anywhere, and that's a mistake Matthew made, because at, 30 minutes, Matt, keep in mind, if you do not have an anti-nuke silo by 30 minutes, you are fucked. There is no way you are going to come back from this at all. There's no way. But, yeah, it's very important to have nuclear silos by 30 minutes, by at least 30 minutes. Yeah, it launched. Okay. So, yeah. Too much in range. Yeah, unfortunately, that was just an unfortunate circumstance. You totally forgot to build a nuclear silo, anti-nuke silo. So make sure you build that by at least 25 minutes. 25 minutes, okay? You can build it by 15. I'll show you how to do it 15 in a second. So it's supposed to be launching these units, and he finally does. Yeah, he finally launches them. Oh, Paul. You just need to build one, man. This is the reason why your economy is no longer useful. There's no way to build these fast enough. How long are these taking to build? Just to give you a tip on this. These things will take you 8 minutes to build. But of course, that was halfway through, so that's about 4 more minutes. This one's about what? This is going to take you probably another minute, so that's fine. But come on, man. You just need to build one. You just need to build one and you're fine. Why do you build nukes? You build nukes to destroy the commander. Okay, you destroy the commander. How do you do that? Well, you have to know where he is. So how do you know where he is? You got to build an advanced radar system, which is what you have right here. But the problem is you can't use these radar systems because you're building 8 nuclear missiles at a time. That is absolutely absurd. No wonder why your economy is at 14%. There is no way you're building this. Oh my fucking God. Here's a tip. If you're building nukes, build one. Just build one. Or two. In this situation, just build one. Your economy is tanking. There's no way you're going to build 8 at a time and have that be effective. Okay? It's going to take you 8 minutes per nuclear missile. Okay, so Matthew's invasion plan has commenced. Okay, so yeah. Builds a bunch of these orbital units, which makes sense because, let's face it, that's where his economy is, and they're all just floating above him. So might as well just keep doing that. Matthew is having a little fun with this, but here's the thing. I knew Matthew was going to win here because not only his economy, but also the fact that he's got these units here and there's nothing that Paul can do to stop them. So, Matt, here's a tip for you when you're on these planets. Don't just build defensive structures, because sooner or later they're going to be destroyed, like easily destroyed. Like, your units cannot produce these defensive structures fast enough for my armies to completely obliterate your attack force. What you should do is tell these bots to build an air factory right here, then build an air fabrication bot, then build an advanced air fabrication bot, then tell that advanced air fabrication factory to produce nothing but air to land unit. That's a very viable strategy because here's the thing. Granted, he's got some anti-air units, but you actually have the units to build those anti-structures, or you also have the ability to build those air units as well. You can also build armies as well on his planet because, let's face it, there's nothing he can really do. And what you should also do, and this is my tip because since he's already got nuclear missiles, tell these guys to build an anti-nuke silo because you can easily build that thanks to your 100% efficiency economy, and also the fact that he is about to use these things against you over and over and over and over again. So just my 2 cents on that right there. Wait, you got these bots here. Why don't you use it? So your economy is back at 63%. Why? Is it because they actually took out the other nuke silos? Okay. That's going to take you... It's going to take you 160 seconds, I think, is what the timeline is. 100% efficiency, got no anti-nuke silos. That is also a mistake, Matt, because this is the biggest reason why I was yelling at you just build structures. You have 100% efficiency on your economy, yet you don't have an anti-nuke silo to counter Paul's possible nuclear missiles. So why don't you have that? Oh yeah, that's right. Paul actually nuked your facilities, but guess what? You can rebuild them. You've got 100% build efficiency, man. Paul could have taken you if he actually had the economy to, but lucky for you, he didn't. All right, let's just skip. Paul surrenders. Yada, yada, yada. That's the end of the game. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over it in my game, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. So now I'm going to show you guys what I do, at least in my early game strategy, and how to get past that in a lot of instances. This game is going to be a little interesting. I'm going to be playing against an absurd bot, yes, because I'm just that good. You guys are going to hate me after this. Note that the plant I'm going to be landing on is extremely small, so it makes me a lot easier for defenses, but I just want to show you how to do this. I don't want to lose that easily, okay? Because I know I'm going to lose it right off the bat because it's an absurd bot and they kind of throw new strategies at you here and there. So I'm just gonna show you how I do my early game. Okay, so first thing you do, build that. You get that, and then you tell your commander build 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell them to build 5 of those. Have that continuous build, and then tell them just constantly pump out fabrication bots. So yeah, my economy's still at 100%, but sooner or later this is going to dip real fast. So it's at 82% efficiency, so I have to take that in consideration, and 49% efficiency according to my metal. Get this guy, highlight the entire planet. Just have that guy highlight the entire planet, and you're set. Keep going here, building my second energy plant at 1 minute 14 seconds, so we're doing good there. Get my second fabrication bot, tell him to assist him. So what you do is right now is when your fabrication bots are pumping out, just tell them to assist this guy over and over again. That way your metal extractors can come up a lot faster. So 90% economy, still at 100% efficiency. We're doing good. So yeah, now we're dipping a little bit at 59. That's completely fine because now they're producing like these like super quick. So your efficiency only matters like depending on how fast he's going to build the structures. Like look how fast that structure is being built. Look how fast that structure is being built, and that's because you're managing your economy properly. So that's how you manage your economy, at least early game. Produce 5 of these. Guess what? I'm producing 3.4k energy. Now I'm just going to have these sit here because I think, let's do this one more guy here. Why not? You can do 3 or 4. I think I got 4 of these guys working on I got 4 of these guys working on them. So I'm going to tell my commander to go over here. Probably just tell him to force out a couple more fabrication bots. So now we're at 2 minutes, 33 seconds. Fabrication bots are being produced, and now it's time to build the orbital launch factory. So now, look how fast my orbital launch factory is coming. It's coming in like about a percentage point a second, maybe even less than that. So that's going to be built in less than a minute. Yes, you heard me right. That's going to be built in less than a minute because of how good my economy is and how many factories I've been producing at once. That is how you get an orbital launch factory by 3 minutes and then getting your orbital units in by 4. Because you need to primary focus on resource management. 5 of these things is enough to power this structure, several of these fabrication bots, but as you can see right now it's starting to tank, so we're starting to feel the burn on that, but that's completely fine. As long as we build this structure first, and look, my metal is finally being overproduced, so that means I gotta tell somebody to actually start producing. Actually, wait, let's get this up first. Yeah, 1 structure at a time. Okay, make sure you have at least 1 major structure at a time when you're producing early game, because as you can see, energy is starting to tank. That's okay. 83% efficiency. Pff, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's fine. So we got that. Producing that. Look at the clock right now. We're at 3 minutes. Oh wait, whoops. Wait, let me just put this over here. 3 minutes and 56 seconds with the orbital factory unit. So you want to keep that there. Yeah. So now we got that being produced right now. That's being produced right now. So yeah, we are kind of burning some metal, but that's totally fine because this is like an endless resource, so it doesn't really fucking matter. So then as soon as we get this orbital thing up and running, launched in. So now we got to tell everyone else to start building more energy plants. It's okay, we're burning metal, it's whatever. There we go. So we got that right there. We're at 5 minutes. It doesn't really matter. The enemy can't really do anything. So we haven't really seen anything on the other side. Oh wait, that's right, because I'm playing Planetary Annihilation, so I can't really. I gotta produce the orbital radar. Totally forgot because that's still in this game. But yeah, basically at 5 minutes you should start producing this factory right here. I got a couple of these units. We'll tell them to be quick about it. All right, so now we got our solar rays on production. So now we can divert all the production that we had for the energy plants to then build the advanced factory. Yeah, granted, we're only at 64%, and it is going to lower a little bit more. But don't worry, we'll be able to produce these units lickety split. So now we have 100% efficiency economy. So now, what do we do? What do we do when we have 100% efficiency? We build. We constantly build. Now, granted, we're back down to 59%, but trust me, when this is done, it's going to be going back to 100% efficiency. So right now we are at this. Okay, here's another thing I noticed. I forgot to ask you guys before the game was over. What was your invasion plan? Okay, that's the number one thing you have to think about when you're going into this game. What is your plan of attack? And my plan of attack is to gather up as many land units as possible, build a couple of orbital factories, and then send them over with a teleporter along with major defenses in order to go for an engagement. Matt's plan of attack is like to send over the land fabrication bots or the bot fabrication bots and just build a bunch of defensive structures to destroy the enemy. But like I said, that strategy is only viable against people like I'm not going to comment that. But yes, okay, so now we finally built the advanced factory bot, so then we go ahead and build the advanced orbital factory. So now we're up to 100% economy. Huh, sweet. So now we've been producing metal like crazy thanks to these guys constantly claiming all the metal spots. So let's get this guy up. So now we're producing on 131 energy. So then after that, we should probably start building our land invasion tactics. So my strategy is this. This is the part of the game where you start to decide what your strategy is. Do you want to go nuclear? Do you want to go land invasion? Or do you just want to fuck with the enemy and like just, you know, toss them around with like a couple of air fabrication units? My strategy is to prepare for an inevitable invasion that I'm going to strike at and using land units. Okay, so look at my economy right now, 100% efficiency. So granted, it's slightly taking because they're starting to like help out with some other units and whatnot, but that's totally fine. What we need to start building is our invasion force. All right, we got those bots being built. So let's build 3 of that, 3 of these. And let's move my commander over to that area as well. So this is the part in the game at 10 minutes. This is when you start building energy silos if you want. I don't necessarily need them. Like, it's just energy. Like, it's very disposable, very easy to come by. What you do need, in especially most circumstances, is metal silos. Like I had before, like if I saved up those metal silos, I would have had like a much longer standing on the economy, which is kind of my bad, but you know, it's not that important because at 10 minutes, I have now my factories set up to build my invasion force. At this point in the game, I would also have to worry about whether or not like the AI is going to start sending other units, which inevitably he will. So. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Yeah, don't forget about the orbital factories because there is such thing as producing too many units, and that will slow down the game and will make everyone like be pissed at you. So now we got that produced. Now we got that all set up. We're at 62% economy. We don't necessarily need to produce units just yet. But we will need to... Oh, wait, shit. Where did my commander go? Oh, what the fuck? You see, it's shit like that. Okay, so now we got to tell these guys to produce this. Okay, I gotta turn that off. Okay, so that was a pretty easy counter to the defense. Like, that's literally what the AI does. So it's some stupid-ass shit. Okay, so now we're at a 100% efficiency, so we can totally build these units. So get my invasion force all ready and set. Pretty soon these will be done, and then... we could start thinking about invasion. So now we're at 12 minutes. I've gotten 100% economy. I got my factories all set up. So what do I do next? Now we got to think about every possible worst case scenario that's about to happen to you or inevitably happen to you. So at 12 minutes, first thing I do, at least at this instance, is to build the anti-nuke factory. Yes. Okay, so let's just grab that. Air units. Got to build at least 2, in my opinion, at least in 2 very important key areas. I put them here and here. And since I kind of have them spread out a little bit more, I'll probably put them around here as well. So we got that set up. That's on built construction. That's going to easily be built. Let's get these guys on the road. Produce nothing but these units. And then afterwards, we're also at 12 minutes. Okay, yep, forgot to hit the trigger on these guys. But see, here's the thing about metal. I realized when you guys were losing economy of metal, it's the entire set it and forget it mentality. Like, set it and forget it, if you remember that fucking commercial. But yes. That's literally how this operates. So now, we got our units being produced. We got 100% economy, 122% production rate, and 131% production rate on energies. So that tells you something. Our economy is doing pretty swell. So that's exactly how you use economy management. At least, I don't know if I completely explained it to you guys, but the goal is to set it and forget it for your metal silos, but also keep in mind that you need to produce these things early, because if you don't produce them early, you're going to have a hard time in the early game. We have to then produce some umbrellas across the entire fucking planet. Because here's the cool thing about umbrellas. They not only counter orbital units, but they also take out launcher or catapult units. Sorry. Yes, that's right. You heard me right. They took out catapult units. So if anyone sends like maybe if Matthew wanted to send like fabrication bots to my planet and produce units, he can't do it because these things will shoot them right out of the fucking sky. Yes, that's right. It will counter everything. So I would recommend if you ever have a small planet like mine, just produce nothing but these units. Like, look how fast they're being produced. Look how fast. Okay, no, they're not being produced that fast. But they are being produced at a very reasonable rate where you can have them set up by 20 minutes. And that way, if he sends any units over to me, there's nothing he could possibly do. Alright, so yeah, he's going to do some damage, so... Oh my god. Yeah, it's kind of shit like that. It's kind of stupid. He's going to send a bunch of units, but what the fuck is he really going to do? He's going to do 1 damage to one of my silos. That's about it. So now I've took out... Yeah, he's got a couple of small units. So yeah, about 15 minutes. The AI will probably send something over. But I have advanced factories, so fuck me. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so yeah, now I gotta start building these other units that Paul and Matt like to build so much. These little guys. They're good for air, orbital and land. It's just 1 or 2 units. That's the thing about the AI. They like to send 1 or 2 things. They don't like to send like a full-fledged force. So we're sitting at 20 minutes right now. We got our defenses set up. Sooner or later he's going to be sending some shit, and I just don't want to deal with it. But, you know, it is what it is. So, basically I've done this entire game. Now, the one mistake I definitely did in this entire game specifically is I didn't produce any fucking, any satellite dishes or advanced orbital radars, as you like to call them. I didn't produce any of those, and that is kind of a concern, especially the fact that I got like 120%, 23% efficiency on my energy, so it's completely fine to start nuking my economy. Here's also a quick tip, guys, in your opinion, in what I've experienced. Do not constantly produce these things. They will tank your energy storage wide open. Like, it'll crack it open like a fucking egg. There's nothing you can do in that aspect for your energy. So the goal is to make sure your energy is up to a sufficient rate. That's how far he is? Here's a tip, guys. Don't create systems like this. This is very stupid. This is why the AI system... This is not absurd, by the way. This is on the highest level possible, and he's fucking throwing units like that at my direct military force. That is fucking hilarious. Alright, sweet. So now I can, like, land my forces here. So, you know, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Anyway, so basically when you're doing your invasion plan, make sure you have all your bases covered. Your air-to-air units, your orbital units, making sure defending your, like, your Avengers, defending your... Basically, your orbital radars. Of course, this AI is kind of fucking stupid, so he's just sending 2 of them, even though these things have massive amounts of armor, so they can withstand for quite a long period of time. So soon those things will be covered. So make sure you have your what I have being sent over there. So I have my Avengers, I have my anti-air units being sent over there as well. What I'm also missing is probably my orbitals. Might as well send them over, and boop, it is being sent. Nuclear launch incoming. Sweet. So by 24 minutes, like I said, 24 minutes. 24 minutes. That is when the nuclear launch will be coming. Now, how smart is this AI? He's not smart. He's very stupid. I can bet you money he's going to be sending a unit here, or he's going to be sending a unit over there. Ooh. Okay, 6. So now my forces are here. So now we just tell these guys to just chill out. Okay, there's the possibility that guy's going to send it over here, but we'll see. So now, I've got my orbital fabrication bots already over there, so now they're all sent. And let's go ahead and send over the forces. All right. Commander, please do not go that way. Please. I beg of you. So right now, I got myself my own nuclear umbrella. I've got several umbrellas to counter any forces coming forward. And now my planet is completely an impenetrable fortress, as you would like to say. And the best part is, I still have 100% sim efficiency. And look at that. They're sending air units over. But guess what? I have an air force. Haha, suck it, suckers. And also, these guys are anti-air as well, so that helps out a whole lot. Oh my god. See, here comes the enemy forces. Time to move in. Now, in this situation, you guys would definitely nuke me, which is fair. But I kind of blame myself because my strategy wasn't 100% foolproof because I totally forgot to build this baby. Oh, wait, where is it? Where's she at? Oh, there she is. Oh, fuck. Yeah, now I even forgot to fucking build that. Yeah, you see, that's how... You see, I even make mistakes like that so much. But yeah, so I'm at 27 minutes. Oh, yeah, let's get this fucking set up. Oh, my God. You know, at this point, I'm just going to just destroy the AI. Here, give me a sec. Yeah, all the way over here. Oh, wait. No, 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 no. You take out these guys. Guess what, buddies? You can't do shit! So now we got our massive army. Now we're going to start marching on to... Oh! See, it's very important to have these things right here. Because without them, we wouldn't be able to defend ourselves. What the fuck is he? There he is! Attack! Goodbye! Wait, wait. Yeah, yeah, sweet, sweet. We got that set up. Yeah, there's no way he survives. Yeah, that's death. That's death. And that's how I play Planetary Annihilation. With exactly how much time on the clock? 30 minutes. It takes 30 minutes to win a game in this, especially on Absurd Bot. So yes, that, I don't know if this is helpful. It probably isn't in a lot of aspects, but yes. The early game, it's very important to have both energy and metal extractors happening at once. So hopefully, that helped you guys out in some way, shape, or form. If you actually happen to watch this entire video, I want to thank you guys so much. I kind of ripped on you so fucking hard this game. But I do hope that this offering has given you guys the hopefulness that you'll get better at the game, and that way you can guys one day kick my ass. With that being said, this is how you win in Planetary Annihilation. Almost 100%. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I am Lego Man, and I've stolen every fucking possible catch. Okay, you know, I'm just done.